everyone, coming at ya for another Starship, the official Starships collection review, and this time we're doing issue number 119, the Hirogen Holoship, or Allura as it's called in the CCG. And as per usual, you'll get the nice glossy book and the ship itself, more on that in a little while. So let's get into the brass tacks of this. Specification, type Holoship, in operation 2370s, location Delta Quadrant, length 200 metres approximately, crew 20 approximately, weaponry particle emitters, defence monotanium armour plating. Let me get a really nice CG render of the ship itself. Same one from the front but just reversed, that's not a bad thing. Excuse me. Excuse me, coming down with a cough, which is not good. The main body of the Hirogen Holoship was a cigar-shaped, while the two warp nacelles were mounted on either side at the rear. They were shielded and protected by carapaces. The whole ship was covered in tough monotanium armour plating. The exterior was also bristling with tracking and sensor systems, which included antennas located on the bow of the vessel. All Hirogen vessels generated a unique dicyclic warp signature, although they were capable of operating in stealth mode to mask their residual ion emissions. And then we've got some images from the episode it comes in, Flesh and Blood, which is a fantastic episode of Voyager, actually, and a sequel episode to The Killing Game, which is another fantastic Hirogen holodeck episode. And we've got some, we've got Donick there, who's a not a hunter but a Hirogen engineer. Then we've got what's she called? Kajal, I think. It'll tell me actually. Kajal, yes, that was right. The Hirogen used Doctor's program as a template to create their holographic prey. From there, however, each hologram was given character traits of the species they were represented. Iden was based on a Bajoran male and was given strong religious beliefs as well as the ability to attributes of a freedom fighter. He came to see himself as some sort of god and there to deliver his freedom to his people. Yeah. And then we've got the topographical view there, which is really nice. Kind of looks like a squashed cockroach, if I'm honest, from that view. Some really nice images there, I like those. All Hirogen vessels produced an ion wake that stretched approximately 5,000 metres behind them. This created a blind spot and was meant their sensors could not detect the ship travelling in it, which is bad if you're a hunting species and you're hunting prey. If the prey found that out, anyhow. The sensor technology aboard the Hirogen Holoship was sensitive enough to detect and locate an individual hologram from at least 2 million kilometres. Hirogen ships were able to enter stealth mode by employing a scattering field. This masked their emissions, allowing them to track and pursue a vessel without being detected. Other Hirogen ships were still capable to locate a vessel using stealth mode by scanning polarised EM signatures. And then we've got creating the hologram, the Hirogen costumes, which is really cool. I like this sort of stuff. You know, the behind-the-scenes stuff is really cool. And then we've got Brian Fuller on Star Trek Voyager, who obviously created Star Trek Discovery. Kind of, sort of. It's a long story, but yeah, Brian Fuller. And he goes into all the episodes he wrote, like Killing Game and stuff like that. And you can see there, that is actually a production photo, because you can see the green screen in the windows there. And they've got some more images from The Gift, Scorpion Part 2, Barge of the Dead. Which, I didn't care for Barge of the Dead. We've got Mortal Coil, which I think is both of those. Then we've got Killing Game, and then we've got Someone to Watch Over Me, I think. Oh, no. Body and Soul, that's it. Then we've got on screen the actress Cindy Katz, who played Kajal, pictured below. The holographic Cardassian, who was an engineer on the Hirogen Holoship. Previously played Yetepe, a Kobliad woman on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, episode Second Skin. One of the Hirogen from Flesh and Blood was played by Paul Eckstein, who appeared as a Hirogen before the Killing Game, and previously played other makeup-heavy parts such as 2 separate Jem'Hadar and a Klingon. Spencer Garrett, who played part of the aggressive holographic Starfleet officer Weiss in Flesh and Blood. 9 years earlier, he portrayed crewman Simon Tarsis, medical technician who was quarter Romulan in the Next Generation episode of The Drumhead, which is a great episode. Holographic prey that Hirogen created consisted of many races familiar to the crew of the USS Voyager. Because Starfleet database was used to setting up characters, the crew of the Hirogen Holoship included 2 Vulcans, 3 Romulans, 8 humans, 3 Cardassians, 1 Bajoran, 1 Borg, and a Klingon, including one Jem'Hadar and 1 Breen as well. So there we go. Nice magazine this week. Nice one. Now onto the ship itself, and it is classic Hirogen. It's very cool. I like it. I like the sort of copper colour it's got, and it does look like a squashed cockroach. I like the Hirogen ships. I like the fact that the nacelles are protected with armour plating, which is unusual for a Star Trek ship to do that sort of stuff, and that's always cool. I like the colour. I like the Aztecing on this section here, although it's not as detailed as it could be, but it's nice. And it's, I think this is all plastic, this one, though. Yep, this is all plastic, this one. Bit of a shame, but you know, you can't have everything because it's really light. Excuse me, I'm terribly sorry, boys and girls. It's just a nice looking thing. I mean, if you're collecting Voyager ships, then this is definitely on your list. If you're collecting alien ships, again, another good one. But the detail on it is fantastic. I like the ridges, you know, this sort of... Excuse me. I'm guessing that's some plasma conduits there, and then you've got weapons nodes, sensor array, you've got tracking sensors, you've got the main bridge at the top there, and you've got some more weapons nodes, the nacelles with a lovely Aztecing on them. You've got the engines there, which are really nice. No clear plastic, but then again, it's not like that in the episode. Although that does glow yellow, so it could have been put in there, I guess. But no, really nice, really nice. There's not a lot to be said with this one, really. I mean, it does exactly what it says on the tin, but that's not a bad thing because they've recreated this ship very, very well. It's just a nice thing to look at, I think, and a very nice addition to your collection, especially if you're a Voyager fan, because it comes from a very, not infamous episode, a very famous episode, a very good episode as well. Now, there are I have a little bit of contention with the stand. This is the stand, and it does say on the bottom, Hirogen. There you go. Niall, I'm sure you'll love that. It does say Hirogen Holoship, and it is a second printing of it. Now, it comes with this stand attachment. Now, you're supposed to connect it thus, as it says in the magazine. But, unfortunately, it doesn't want to stay. It is very loose in there. I might thicken that up with a bit of clear nail varnish. Does it fit the other way better? It fits the other way better, but only just. That is a terrible stand. That is an awful stand, if I'm honest. I don't know what the fucking hell they were smoking when they came up with that. That is not secure in there at all. See, the slightest shake. Yeah, I think a bit of clear nail varnish in there will sort that. But you see, the thing is, you shouldn't be having to... Oh, wait a minute, I pushed it in a bit further. Oh, there you go. No. It ain't good. That is a bad design stand. That is a massive oversight on this ship. You know what I mean? You could have had... Hang on a minute, I'm just going to try something. This is the Enterprise D stand, which is here. Let's try something. No, but I mean, you could have done a stand where it sort of fits above and below there. Would have been a better stand. No, it's not going to fit that one, is it? No. So I was just trying something because the TNG, the Enterprise E stand fit Deep Space Nine rather well. So I was quite impressed with them when I fixed that. So yeah, very good. Just the stand is bollocks. I'm sorry to say. It doesn't want to sit flush in the thing, in the actual base itself, because I believe they've actually moulded that backwards. If it went the other way, I think it'd have been better. No, I don't want to fit in that way either, really. Yeah, the stand for this one is pretty shit. I mean, you can fix it with clear nail varnish, but I shouldn't have to fix it. You know, I'm shelling out like 13 quid for these things now, £12.99, and we shouldn't have to deal with that. The only other stand that was similar to this was that for the mail-on garbage scow, but that fit. This doesn't. If it had had prongs on the top and bottom, it might have fitted better, but it just doesn't want to fit. So I'm going to put that down before I fucking drop it. So you go down there. So yeah, a great model, just ruined by the stand, and that's, you know, and that's what it is. So yeah, a little bit of housekeeping. I'm still waiting for my Discovery at this point. Apparently they haven't received the payment for it, but because they didn't take it out of my bank, it was sat there in my bank waiting for it, and they didn't do it, and I had to ring them because it's a different department that's doing the Discovery ones. Kind of irritated me. And then I got a letter saying the other day, actually, saying that they hadn't received the payment for my Shenzhou, which they did because it's on my bank statement. This is Hachette Transformers graphic novel situation again. Come on, Eagle Moss, sort it out. Your normal line, I've never had a problem with the payments at all, not once. But this new line, yeah. So anyway, hopefully that's corrected, because I had to go back on the Easy Pay thing and sort it out from there. Not impressed. Also as well, I'm going to cherry pick the Discovery ships. I will probably, well, I've got the Shenzhou and I'm getting the Discovery when it turns up eventually. I will not be getting any of the Klingon ships because I think they look like arse. They don't look Klingon enough for me, I'm sorry, but they just don't, and I'm not shelling out the money for those because I really don't like them at all. I will be getting the XL ships at some point. I feel like if my priority is the main line and the specials and everything like that, but I will get the XL ships when this line is winding down. Then I'll start getting the XL ships and review them sort of one after the other, because at the minute it's just getting expensive, this thing. And the Battlestar Galactica. Now, I've been asked if I'm going to be doing it, and the answer is yes and no. I'm not going to be doing the reboot version because I didn't like the series. I'm probably the only person on earth that didn't, but I just found it. It gave me motion sickness with the stupid snap zooms. I hated that. I wanted fucking cinematic cameras and not like documentary style. And it fucking gave me motion sickness. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't like it. And secondly, I just don't like the design of the ships. The Vipers look cool, but that's it. I don't mind the Vipers, but everything else in that series, not best keen on. But I will be getting the 78 Battlestar Galactica stuff. I can't wait to see that stuff. So yeah, and I will get an Nostromo at some point as well. It's just at the minute I'm just focused on the main line. So anyway, yeah. So thanks for listening to me rant and rave and tell you what's happening. Oh, I will be getting the shuttles. I need the 2 and 3 when they become. You know what it is? It's really irritating when Eagle Moss do a sale, and it's always before payday. And the shuttles have gone down like 20% and then 50%, I think, at one point. And I'm like, ooh, I need those. Wait for payday. Payday comes, go back to full price again. And I'm like, so yeah, I will be getting them when they get, when I can sort of find them a bit cheaper. But anyway, yeah. So please like, share and subscribe to this video and hit that notification bell to tell you when I've got new content out, which is going to be a bit more often. I've just had a bit of a busy week, a bit of a busy week and a bit of a busy weekend, being Easter and stuff. And if you would like to help me out on this channel, please feel free to donate to Patreon. You don't have to, it's entirely up to you. $1 a month or £1 a month will get you your name in the credits, a Q&A session, and some Patreon questions. I've got, so if you've got any questions on Patreon, feel free to send them to me and I will get on them. Whatever you want, Star Trek, Transformers, anything geeky, nerdy, even just like, what have you had for tea today? Any questions are good. So hit that widget thingy that'll appear somewhere here, and and I'm getting more subscribers as well, which is always good. And once I get 1,000 subscribers, I've got a competition. Yes, I've got a giveaway. But more on that when I get closer. So please share and like this video and subscribe. Would be ace. And I will catch you all later. Bye for now.